ABC wasted no time giving the axe to the successful Roseanne reboot after the show's star and executive producer, Roseanne Barr's racist tweet brought about a wave of counterblast. She compared the former Obama advisor, Valerie Jarrett, to an ape, and numerous controversial remarks followed afterward. After all these actions from the show's lead, the network pulled down the newly revived show. However, Barr has been apologetic a number of times since her now deleted stupid tweet, and even referred to it as an unintentional one. Her recent reprehensible tweet has put her under scrutiny. However, we can't deny that she took our heart away with her fierce working-class domestic goddess persona in the sitcom Roseanne. She appeared as the show's lead from 1988 to 1997, and even has an Emmy and a Golden Globe under her belt for her commendable performance. After more than a decade and a half since its end, Roseanne was revived and the Connor family showed up once again on our TV screens starting March 27, 2018. The show came back with most of its original cast, with Barr serving as the lead as well as executive producer. However, the show was canceled on May 29, 2018, in the aftermath of Barr's joke that she made earlier that day on Twitter. Even though she has been in the limelight time and time again for the past few months, it is still possible there are a few things about her that you don't already know. But before diving in, take some time to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon as well. Number 7. Trendsetter. The TV producers Tom Werner and Marcy Casey were interested in developing a sitcom with no perks family comedy. After they saw Barr's domestic goddess comedy routine on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson in 1985, they decided to work with her on a show. Later, Tom and Marcy gave life to their thoughts, with Barr as the eponym of the show, Roseanne. The show premiered on October 18, 1988, and became the highest-rated debut of that season, with a viewership of around 21.4 million. The unanticipated success of the show prompted networks to offer more development deals to comedians. Then, following the trend, numerous shows led by comedians were born. For example, Brett Butler's Grace Under Fire, Ray Romano's Everybody Loves Raymond, and Ellen DeGeneres' self-titled talk show. Well, all in all, we can say Roseanne somehow helped other comedians get the platforms they deserved. Number 6. Roseanne or The Connors. After Barr went on a well-publicized Twitter tirade in May, ABC canceled her show Roseanne. But the network has announced that the Connor family will be back on TV. We might burst your bubbles when we say The Connors, spin-off of Roseanne, will be back, but without Barr. The show is set to debut on Tuesday, October 16th at 8 p.m. Now this has kept fans wondering, what will the show be like without the loud, caustic, and dominant matriarch, Roseanne Connor? The new show will revolve around the rest of the Connor family. Dan, played by John Goodman, Jackie, played by Laurie Metcalf, Darlene, played by Sarah Gilbert, Becky, played by Lacey Goranson, and DJ, played by Michael Fishman. We just have to wait a little longer to find out whether or not the show will be able to continue the legacy of Roseanne. Number 5. Respect for the National Anthem. Barr shrieking the National Anthem just might be the most viral moment of the pre-viral age. She took the mic on July 25, 1990, at Jack Murphy Stadium, San Diego, to sing the National Anthem. Talking about how she found her way to the center of the stadium, screeching her way to infamy, she shared to the Washington Post that she was, quote, flattered and fully intended to sing a good version of the song, end quote. But things went awfully wrong as she started on a high note, even though Johnny Carson had offered her a nugget of advice to start low. Additionally, she was rebuked by President George W. Bush for her booing performance, and fallout was quite devastating for her. But guess what? She actually has no regret for any of it. On the contrary, she said she was able to get back in touch with Judaism due to the event. Should we say, you go, girl? Number 4. Reunion with daughter. Sometimes we have to blame the situation rather than blaming the person. It's pretty sad but true that Barr had been in the same situation when she was in her late teens. Barr gave birth to her daughter in Denver and after 9 days gave her up for adoption. She didn't want to keep her daughter away from her, but due to financial constraints and lack of support from her parents, she had to do so. On the brighter side, years later she reunited with her daughter Brandy, held her in her arms crying, and telling her how much she missed her all those years. Number 3. Marijuana dispensary in the town. What does it feel like to get a president who is a pot advocate and would even open a high-end medical marijuana dispensary in your city? Well, we would have had the chance to experience it if Barr had gotten the Green Party nomination for president and eventually won. She ran against physician and environmental health expert Jill Stein and San Diego air quality inspector Kent Mesplay in 2012, but Stein got the ticket. Nevertheless, she later ran as a candidate for the Peace and Freedom Party, a socialist and feminist party based in California. It's not that she had a dream to become a commander-in-chief or something. Instead, she just wanted to prove the imperfections of America's political system. In 2015, she even made a documentary, Roseanne for President, which tells the story regarding her presidential run and her understanding that one needs to have $1 billion to get the ticket. How true is that? Number 2. Auditory hallucinations. Barr was hit and dragged by a car when she was 16. The mishap led to a traumatic brain injury and several other issues came along. She was rushed to the Utah State Hospital immediately after the accident but fell into a coma. She was hospitalized for 8 months as the auditory hallucinations and other mental health issues lingered for the time being. Number 1. Philanthropist. Barr has worked to help American Indian tribes for decades. To give continuity to the deeds, she even started a nonprofit organization, the Teepee Raisers at the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation in South Dakota. The firm supports the lives of Lakota adolescents as she feels they are some of the lost tribes of Israel. It facilitates educational activities and follows the motto, "Bring together Native and non-Native people in a traditional and challenging manner." Thanks for watching. What do you expect the Connors to be without Roseanne? Spill your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more great content.